Welcome to Topsail Insider, where you can hear all about the businesses and events in the beautiful coastal towns in the greater Topsail area of North Carolina. Hello everyone, welcome to Topsail Insider. My name is Krista and I am your host. And today we're talking to the president of the 1865 Society, Miss Karen Malloy.
Actually, it's the 1865 Society of Pender County Incorporated.
Oh.
But that's okay, because we usually refer to it only because it's a mouthful.
Okay.
We always say the 1865 Society.
Does it exist in other counties? Or
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
It was founded in 2023, just on a whim.
What was the whim? What prompted it?
I, at one time, was a member of the Pender County Tourism Board, and our director, Tammy Proctor, we were talking about history one day, and she said there's a professor at UNCW that has sent students to Burgaw and Pender County to interview African Americans for an oral history project. And I was there, and I was listening, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And then I was thinking, there's nothing around here that refers to or even talks about Juneteenth. So I asked Tammy for her information. Her name actually is Dr. Danielle Rosenberg, and she was willing to chat with me and some others. We started meeting at UNCW 1 week or two, and then back at our church another week or two, just to formalize and talk about some ideas. We came up with the name 1865 Society because that's actually the year when the slaves in Texas found out they were free and had been free for 2 years.
They had been free for 2 years, but they found out about it 2 years
They did not
later.
know. The Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves in 1863. The word didn't reach Texas until 1865. The 1865 Society, it's a nonprofit, a 501c3, and primarily we really do stress education. Our mission is to teach, share the culture and history of African Americans and their contributions to this country. You cannot have American history without African Americans. And I will say bothered because this current climate is erasing and or just whitewashing history. And that's not a good thing. If anybody wants to know history, I would hope they would like to know the accuracy of the history, not just bits and pieces that make you feel good. We can't talk about the parts that make us feel bad. That's not good. Mm-hmm. That's just not good. And when you think about it, we have heard and continue to hear that it's being taken out of schools because we don't want to make little white children feel bad about these things because it had nothing to do with them, when in essence it does. They are a product of what happened from the standpoint of not necessarily directly, but you benefit from what has happened. And I mean, even if you don't know your history, and my husband likes to say this, you're like a tree without a root system. And that's true. And there's nothing wrong with sharing the truth. I'll bet you right now, if I were to ask even you, maybe you do know. Do you know who designed the Duke Chapel?
Duke Chapel?
The chapel at Duke University.
I do not know.
An African-American architect.
That's awesome.
Yes. And they just memorialized that, or him, 2017. They named the quad after him. So now there's a big plaque there on the quad that says Julian Abo. So all of these things to me are important.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Let's go back to the education system.
Okay.
You know a lot of people in the Board of Education in Pender County schools, not necessarily teaching in the actual schools themselves, right? Have you talked to them about what's being taught, where the curriculum is with Black history, in what grades, and what's being taught in those grades?
I have not, because primarily what I know is that the Department of Public Instruction sets the curriculum for the schools. I don't even think the teachers have anything to say about it.
Is that in the county, or
That's
is that
the state.
state level?
That's the state
level. Okay.
And I think that needs to change. But for that to change, too, I think parents need to become more involved and concerned about these kinds of things. On the national level, I don't know if you've heard, but they're looking to get rid of the Department of Education.
I do know about that. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I can't say that I understand it fully.
I don't either. But I think it does play into the whitewashing of history and the erasing of African American history. I do. Now, again, when you said, let's talk about education, how do we do what we do? We have a lecture series that is throughout the year, and we contact individuals that we believe have made significant strides in history and have them come in and do lectures. Actually, right here in Pender County, in the Hampstead area, if you will, Dr. Johnny Batts. Are you familiar with Dr. Batts?
I am, yeah.
Dr. Johnny Batts is an astrophysicist, and he is so humble. And then along with Dr. Batts, we have, I don't know if you know, Curtis Hardison. He's an author that did the history of Edgecombe community in Hampstead. And he is going to be a vendor and present at the Juneteenth celebration.
Some of the people that you've had lecture, and you said this is throughout the year, not just during the Juneteenth celebration.
Oh, yeah. Now, this year, thus far, we've had Vanessa Miller. Vanessa Miller is an author. Vanessa did the research in history. It's historical fiction, but historical fiction is built off of truth. So the book American Queen is about an African American that traveled from, I want to say, Louisiana, a group of slaves looking for freedom, looking for a better way of life, ended up in North Carolina in the mountains. And based on what she did and her accomplishments, they refer to her as the only queen on American soil because of what she did. And other people that came along the way, and they built a community in the Appalachian Mountains. Not only do we have lectures, let me tell you what else we did. Do you know what the Green Book is?
You told us about the Green Book when you presented at the Leadership Pender class,
Yes.
But can you remind me?
The Green Book is a book that was published during segregation, Jim Crow's times, for African American travelers that could not stay in hotels. The young man that published this book was a postman in New York. The book was published and it was distributed throughout the states. And there were places within the states that families, hotels, that people could stop and stay safely. Okay. Now, here's something else that I think is important for anybody that wants to know about African American history. Juliana Richards is a Harvard or Yale attorney that has established this archive within the Library of Congress called History Makers. Mm-hmm. I saw her on 60 Minutes maybe a couple of years ago. It's a subscription or you can browse it, but that product contains people, past and living, that have made significant contributions. And it's I want to call it a living project because she continues to add. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to know, just let's browse and see what we can find out. It is really amazing.
Where do we access that?
It's online. It's called History Makers.
History Makers. Okay.
Juliana Richardson.
Okay.
Now, here in this area, too, you know about the Rosenwald schools. There's several in Pender County. Rosenwald schools are one-room schools that were built for African-American children. Julia Rosenwald, who was the owner or one of the owners of Sears, gave money to help build these schools. Dr. Batts went to a Rosenwald school.
Really?
Without the Rosenwald schools, African-American children would not have received any education at all because they were not allowed to attend white schools. Mm-hmm. I remember it wasn't a Rosenwald school. I went to C.F. Pope, but my friend, Judge Gary Trawick, and I were talking about segregation and how things have been and how there is, we say some change, but not enough change. He remembers he was young. He was going to the school at the end of Wright Street. It wasn't called Burgaw High then. I don't know what it was. My principal, Charles Smith, at the end of the school year, would go down to that school and get the old books that were being discarded because we couldn't buy books. We didn't have the money. And Gary says he remembers looking through the books, how they were ragged and everything, thinking they should be thrown away, but how dignified Professor Smith was standing there and watching them go through the books and bring them back to us. That just left it ugly, a sad picture for me. Mm-hmm. And the chairs, I remember having our chairs with the desk, people's names on them, people's names in the books, that kind of thing. That was early on for us. When I was in elementary school, I remember that. Mm-hmm. That was in 59 or so. And something else I thought about, when I was born, my parents couldn't vote. Mm-hmm. My mom could not. I never thought about that until we started digging into history in 1865 because the Civil Rights of Voting Act was, 1964? I was 13. That was the first time my mom could vote. But I do remember every opportunity after then, when she could, she was there. And it hurts me today, when we even have voter registration drives, that's another thing we do.
Wait, that's another thing your society does?
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
We can't get a lot of people. People are of the opinion it's not going to do any good. So we try to break that cycle. Not voting is a vote for what's happening. You say you don't like it, but you have to vote. You have to get involved, but it's difficult. And I found it's not just black kids, young adults, 18. But we see it throughout. But it's disturbing, to say the least. Prior to 1865 Society, we had an organization. Once a month, we drew people together for CPR, which we call Community Policing and Race Relations. And that was done in collaboration with the Sheriff's Department and the Burgaw Police. And getting it off the ground was kind of scary because people were afraid to speak the truth and say what they thought because it's a race thing. We don't want to talk about it. It's just going to cause dissension. It's going to cause problems. But then let me go back to this. What is race? Where do we get race from? What is race? In your opinion, what is race?
It's a construct.
It is. But it was used, too, to almost, I call it America's caste system. Yes. In a sense, it is. But anyway, so we would do that, and we would choose topics and have people, we'd throw a topic out, and people became more comfortable talking about issues and concerns in the community. And I think it provided for unity within the town of Burgaw and county because people were coming.
What was the name of this group again?
The organization, we call ourselves Concerned Citizens, but the program itself was called CPR, and it would take place in the community house. We came to Hampstead. We asked communities to invite us, and they did.
And how long was this going on?
This went on for, let's see. Here's what really started. I don't know if there was an incident in Pender County. A young man graduated from high school, and the police out of New Hanover County went to that family's house. It was on CNN. You remember that? Went to that family's house looking for his sister.
Was this just recently? Like in the last couple of years?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember this.
And so then others showed up with guns.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, we don't want this in our county. I'm going to talk to the sheriff and see what he thinks, what can we do? He came to our home.
Okay, yeah.
And we sat down and talked about it. And he said, what do you want to do about it? Mm-hmm. And we need to talk about it. We can't just act like it didn't happen. So Sheriff Cutler said, let's think about it, come up with a name, and let's see if we can make it happen. And so we did. I said, why not CPR? Because that's exactly what we need.
I love it.
So, and that lasted for about maybe 2 years. And we were like, maybe we should go back to that. Mm-hmm. But it just kind of
fizzled. But you found that it was actually bridging some gaps in the community.
Oh, yeah.
That's so great. I love that.
It did. And I said, maybe we need to activate it again, particularly now.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Now, that was before
1865.
Okay. And so do you feel like 1865 could carry that torch?
I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about how we can make that a part of. Our focus now is primarily history, but this is more about unity. I'm thinking about it, Chris. I'm trying to figure out how, or just reactivate it.
It actually sounds like a really good program.
It was great. Before the very first Juneteenth celebration, we didn't hear this until afterwards. People didn't attend because based on what they had seen and heard happening in other states up north and whatever, that there was going to be shootings and killings and rioting, people wouldn't come. But after that, I also learned that there were people in the white churches that did attend that stood up and said that was the worst thought you could have because it was peaceful. Even now, there's no police presence. We don't need the presence that the Blueberry Festival does. Of course, it's larger, but it's just a peaceful day. It's a peaceful day of learning and understanding and fellowshipping.
Let's talk about the day because I want to hear more about what you've done in the past and what it's grown into now.
It's growing. Let me just tell you what the day looks like. It starts at 10. We have vendors and food trucks. So at 10 o'clock, we say, hey, we're back. It's time again for the celebration. We acknowledge our guests. This year, though, too, this is something I'm proud of. We offer scholarships. We send them to the schools. We send them to the churches. We advertise them in the paper. The application requires an essay, why you feel like you do, what your goals are. Sometimes we've even asked them to read a book and tell us what they think about it. This year, it's the first time, we were able to award 4. The scholarships are, one of them is $1,000 and the other 3 are $500. It's free money. It can buy books. It can do something. Yeah. But this year, like I said, we're awarding 4. So I am happy about that.
So will you announce them at the Juneteenth?
We will.
Okay, awesome.
And they have to be present. That was part of the criteria. You have to be present at Juneteenth to receive it. Mm-hmm. Then after that, this year, we have a drum troupe out of D.C. What I like about this drum troupe, they're women, but the founder lived beside me growing up. His name is Abasi. He's been all over the world teaching drumming, doing drumming, and this troupe is wonderful. They're coming back. And we try to blend cultures as well. We also have, the group is called Itzanyu. They are Latin American dancers. They were in the Azalea Festival. I like them because it's a colorful group with the skirts and all, and they were so pleased to be asked to come.
Nice.
We have the curator from the North Carolina Museum of History. His name is Earl Imes. He and John Millett, who is a fisherman, but he was a part of the North Carolina Catch project that talked about African Americans and how they were fishermen and what they did over the years. They will do a cooking display, and he'll be using North Carolina seafood. We have Gullah Geechee. She calls herself Gullah Geechee Girl. She's going to bring the quilting aspect. She's bringing 12 quilts from South Carolina, and she's going to do an education piece on that. I saw her at the Rice Festival and asked her would she be willing to come. Let's see. This is one of the things I'm really excited about. It's the Thankful Heritage Museum. It's a traveling African American History Museum out of Kernersville, North Carolina. They're setting up in the Arts Council building for the day, and they have all kinds of memorabilia and history regarding African Americans. Do you know what Jet Magazine is and Ebony Magazine? They have the entire collection. I don't know that we'll get it all, but they'll bring some of that. They will bring a display of African American dolls that are not just from the present. They have African Kings exhibit. It's going to be a wonderful time. And I found them by accident. I went with my husband to a conference, and when he went to the conference, I'm looking for something in the towns to do, and I saw a flyer in the hotel, and it had it listed. But when I picked it up, they were closed that day. So I called. I didn't get an answer. When I came back home, I kept calling, and he answered. So he's going to come. He's already been here. He's seen what the space looks like. They're going to be here, and that's going to be all day.
You said that's in the Art Council?
That's going to be in the Arts Council building across from the courthouse. But all of this is within walking distance.
I don't think we said the location exactly. So this is in the courthouse square of Burgaw. Okay. And let's give the date again.
It is July the 27th, Saturday, from 10 to 4. It's a family event. We have activities for the children as well. We have, this year, the Arts Council is setting up a tent with canvases for the children. We have a lady that is bringing games for the mind as well as just for fun. And there is also an obstacle course for the younger children. The festival ends at 4, which gives us time for sound checks for the concert that begins at 5. The concert is just amazing. If you've been to our website, you will see the masses of people. The website is www.the1865 Society of Pender County. We also have a Facebook presence, which is the 1865 Society. Follow us. Anything we're doing, you will find it on there, and the website has lots of information as well.
Okay.
That concludes with the gospel concert. I am so proud to say that for the last 2 years, we've had Grammy winners. Grammy winners come to the town of Burgaw. We have a friend that's a part of the society that is a promoter. So he is able to help us out. Mm-hmm. We had Donnie McClurkin in 2024, and last year we had John P. Key out of Charlotte. But each of those have won several Grammy Awards in the gospel music category. This year we have Monica Ross, who's up and coming. Let me tell you, I didn't even know about Monica Ross. People were asking us, why don't you have Monica Ross? Monica Ross and her family during COVID were having Sunday afternoon concerts online. They have become such a hit that people say, if I don't come to the festival, I'm coming to hear Monica Ross. So Monica Ross is a featured guest this year, along with James Murphy, who is out of D.C., but he is homegrown as well.
That's nice that they're from
they're
here.
Willing, yes, and they're excited when we ask them, will they come? We have the Merle family, who also, I don't think they won a Grammy, but they've been nominated. To give you a little bit of background, or if you've seen the Chick-fil-A commercial with the boy with the hat, how he became, I want to say, such a hit. People going through that line talked about how courteous and kind this young man
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, yes. It's his family. They have a group called, his father's name is Andre Merle and Kids, but they have become a hit.
I didn't know they had music. I only know that he was recognized for just being so outgoing and kind in the line, and he was in the commercials. Yeah. But I didn't know. I knew he was from here, but I didn't know they were a musical family as well.
Yeah, his sister's also an artist. She's going to be a vendor.
Very cool.
As a matter of fact, we have another vendor artist from, from Cary. So, yeah. That's what's going to happen on the 27th. But let's back up. The Friday night before, we have at the Depot a spoken word, not a concert, it's a spoken word program. We put out the word. If you're interested, you'd like to share your poems or whatever, let us know. And again, I was looking in our state magazine, came across North Carolina's poet laureate, who just happens to be a black woman, the very first one. I asked her, would she be willing to come and be a part of it? She said yes.
Oh my
God,
that's
she'll
awesome.
be here as well. It's going to be an evening of poetry and music, and she's going to be actually the keynote speaker after they do what they do. I think she's going to probably, I don't know this, but I said she's probably going to talk to them too about how they can become better or how she became and why she does what she does.
And this is, so for people who don't know, there's the train depot, which is not an actual train depot anymore. It was, but now it's a place where you can have events.
Meetings and events. That's going to be at 6 o'clock Friday evening. All of this is free. Everything we do is free. And let me say, it's free because we have to work hard. We work our butts off to get the funds to make this happen. The first year, I'm telling you that everybody was saying it can't happen. Between April and June, we were able to raise $50,000.
What? That's amazing. That's the first year?
The very first year. And that came from the town of Burgaw. That came from Pender County. That came from Novant. That came from the banks. And that came from friends and family that believe in us. This can't happen unless you help us. Nobody gets paid in the organization. Nobody. Every dime we collect goes back into what we do.
Have donations increased over each year?
They have. But this is what I've noticed this year, and I think it's the economy and the gas. We have not gotten as much, but we have gotten enough to sustain what needs to be done.
Okay.
I would like for people to know how to donate. They can go to our website and they can donate to, we have Cash App, which is $, the 1865 Society. We also have Venmo, which is the @ 1865, and the square. But all of this you will see if you go to the website, which is www, the 1865 Society of Pender County. In this donating, I would like for people to consider not just financially or money like this. We accept stock options. We also do, you can donate a vehicle.
Okay.
So we were working with the organization CARS to get this done. So there are many, many ways. And let me say this, volunteering also is great. We always need volunteers.
You can see all the different ways that you can donate.
Absolutely.
All the different places that you can volunteer your efforts right there on the website.
Absolutely.
And here's another thing, too. We continue to get funds all throughout the year because we do fundraisers as well. Let me tell you about our Christmas gala.
I want to hear about all the fundraisers.
The Juneteenth is a product of the fundraisers. Our biggest fundraiser, though, is the Christmas gala at River Landing. They are so good. They support us so well. The gala gives people an opportunity to dress up before Christmas. It's formal, and we have a live band. We have food. We have entertainment as well, a comedian. And each year we've had honorees. I'm not ready to share who our honorees are for this year, but they have been made aware, and they are so excited.
The tickets for the gala will go on sale probably in October, but we on the website, there's also a save the date.
Okay.
There's a save the date flyer.
Wasn't there something, though, at your Juneteenth event where you could also get gala tickets at a discounted
That's
price?
right. You're absolutely right. You can purchase the gala tickets at a discount price of $90.
What are some other fundraisers that you have?
We have an auction, a quarter auction.
What is a quarter auction?
I know we had to educate people, and you still do. Businesses, people, whoever donates items. They're new items. We've had Weekend at the Beach. You get it for a quarter. You go, how does that happen?
Yeah.
So what happens is you buy quarters or bring your own quarters. We have them. Let me give you the premise of it.
Okay.
You have a paddle. Your paddle has a number on it. When the item goes up for sale, let's say, if you're interested in that item, you hold your paddle up. Now get this. There's about 200 people in here. Okay? So if you're interested in it, let's say 75 of those people are interested and they raise their paddle. There is I call it the Price is Right type bowl. And what happens is she does this, has a kid pull out a number. If your number is 76, you get that weekend for 25 cents.
Wow.
But you still get to keep all those quarters.
Yeah.
So this goes on all night, and people love it. We do that, and we sell food as well, but that has just become such a great fundraiser for us.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
So just so I'm clear, you have businesses who are donating things to
Yes.
give away.
Yes.
And then the people who they're just a quarter per item.
Yes, there's a cup on the table. If you want to bid, you got to put a quarter in that cup.
That's so fun.
It is. It really is.
And can kids participate in that?
They do. They do. And sometimes kids do things their parents don't want. They're sticking it up in their parents. Yeah.
I would love to take my kids to that. I think it'd be
it's
so
coming up
fun.
in March. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
So that's in March. Is
Yes.
it just once a year? So
Yes.
you've got the quarter auction. You've got the gala.
And then we do plate sales, which, believe it or not, we do well with. And we also, for Spring Fest, the evening before, we do a big fish fry, and people are oftentimes looking for us.
What Spring Fest is this? Is this the Burgaw Spring Festival?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the
It is.
1865 Society is having a fish fry, selling plates there.
That prior to,
Prior
actually,
to.
it doesn't start to Saturday, but the evening before, there are vendors selling food. There are kids dancing in the street. It's a fun thing just leading up to the next day.
Okay. Now going back to Juneteenth, what food or food trucks do you have there that day?
Oh, my goodness. This year, it's Weebo's. Weebo's, do you know about Weebo's?
I don't. Can you tell me?
Yes. Weebo's is out of Wilmington. He has such a following. He comes to Burgaw. As a matter of fact, he was in Burgaw in the Family Dollar parking lot yesterday. Believe it or not, there were lines wrapped around waiting for his food.
That's nice.
It is. It makes us feel really great, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have Weebo's. We have Mr. J's Funnel Cakes out of Clinton. We have Icy Trucks. And I don't know all of them because I pushed that off to the girls that do the publicity. But, and you know, this is something else I want to say about our team. We only have, to get all of this done, Krista, we only have about 10 people, committed people. But we have to work hard, but they do everything in their power. They do. I just can't say enough about them because without them, it could not happen.
And you said no one on your team gets paid?
No. And most of the girls, and not just girls, but guys, work a job. So the retirees are myself, my husband, and a few others. But they work. And they're always willing to come to meetings and help make it happen.
Do you get volunteers for the day?
Oh, yes. Yes. We ask for volunteers. People come and want to help, and they help throughout the year.
How do you
as well.
sign up to help?
Go online.
To the website, the 1865 Society of Pender County.
Right.
.com.
And there's also the email address is 1865society@gmail.com.
Okay.
We get emails for people wanting to help.
Okay. What about, only because my son had volunteer requirements this past year for the first time, are you using students at all?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's what we were talking about using for the gala this year, to help with seating and just to be an assist.
Yeah. Okay. So Friday night, Depot, 6 p.m.
Yes.
And then the next day on Saturday, it's
10 o'clock.
at the Courthouse Square, 10 a.m. until 4.
Yes.
1 hour break, and then a gospel concert.
Until about 9.
Until about 9. Okay, I was wondering. Should people bring their lawn chairs for
Yes.
that gospel
Yes.
concert? Okay.
Yes. That's
For the whole event, actually, they could just set up and
They do.
sit down and
Because
tour around.
Unfortunately, we're not having the fashion show this year, but what we are having are, they call themselves the Silver and Gold Steppers. It's a group of seniors that dress up in their boots and hats and do line dancing and invite people to do it.
I love
as
that.
well with them. So that's going to be fun.
Okay. And that is during the day
That's
on
the one
Saturday.
on the schedule.
Oh, it's on
That's
the schedule.
on the schedule for about 12:30.
And you can see this full schedule on the website too, I'm assuming?
I will put it there. Yes.
Okay. What else do we need to know about that day? Are there any fees? No, you said everything
only for
is
the
free.
vendors. Only for the vendors and the food trucks.
Not even for the concert. Just free. That's
it
great.
Is. That's what we have. Yeah, we really have to work hard to make it happen free.
Yeah.
Because there have been those that say, I think y'all need to start charging. But we're like, as long as we're able and we can work, because people don't like to be nickel and dimed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially
but
these
I will
days.
say this, yes. What happens during the concert or has is that we collect or ask people if they're willing to donate to the cause. And
Sure.
that is very helpful. They do.
Yeah.
They do. People do that as well. That day for me, and for myself, just thinking about me, what I love most is that I can go from here to there and I'm learning something because there's something for me to read. There's something for me to see. It's history. It's history all throughout the day. And I'm really excited that Earl Imes, who's the curator for the Museum of History, is very knowledgeable. He's going to talk about one of his subjects is foods that came out of Africa and how we are still producing those foods. And the Gullah Geechee corridor starts in Pender County and goes all the way to Florida. And Earl, sometimes we have to stop him because he knows so much and people get involved and want to ask questions. But that's another piece that I think people enjoy.
Okay.
What you asked me, I think earlier you said something about are we in other places? We've had a couple of teachers from a school in Pender County and others ask us if we have chapters. I'm like, no, we don't, but it's something we aspire to.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes. Yes, it would. And we talk about that. And I'm going to tell you, we work with the Historical Society and the library. You know, they're all great. They call us. As a matter of fact, do you remember a couple of weeks ago that house at Sloop Point?
Yes.
300 years old. We were there. We had so many people come up.
At the home tour.
Yes. We took our table. We had our information. And this year we have, I didn't tell you about this. The Museum of History closed the old one and they're building a new one.
In Raleigh? Okay.
They called us and said, we have some items. We're going to trash them. If you want them, you can come and get them. Pick what you want. We did.
What did
it
you
was
get?
Amazing. You'll see some of that. Oh, you got to come and see some.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
But they allowed schools to come as well, not just us. Oh, we rented a U-Haul and we went up there and boy, we have.
That much?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
One of the items was the hit at the tour. We'll have her Saturday as well. It's a statue. She looked so real. People thought she was real. Of a woman, enslaved woman. She looks like she's been gathering vegetables. She has a basket. Her hand is in the basket, but she looks so real. People came up and one little girl was like, why don't she say something?
Oh, that's
say
funny.
something. But the owners, when they saw us and what we had, they wanted us to be on the front. And it turned out to be a wonderful day. Mm-hmm. We received donations from that. And I think they were educated. Mm-hmm. It was a good day.
That was one of the first homes built in the area. Is
the
that
oldest
right?
Home,
the oldest home.
Mm-hmm. And this was the last time that the family was willing to let there be tours. Mm-hmm. I want to say the last tour was in 2008.
Oh.
But because of the 250th anniversary, they decided they would open it for the last time. And it was a ticketed event. It was amazing. I'm glad they did it, and I'm glad we could be a part of that.
If someone listening has never attended your Juneteenth celebration and isn't sure whether it's for them, what would you say to encourage them to come?
I would say, of course, it's for you. It's for everyone that wants to know about their history, our history, and not just about our history, but about the accuracy of the history. It's for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's not for black, green, orange, purple, or whatever. It's for everybody that wants to learn about history. And again, I say, my husband says, when we don't know our history, it's like a tree without a root system. That's what I would say. Come on, find out. It's fun. That's what I would say.
Awesome.
What would you say?
I would say,
I'm going.
I am going. I would say this, that it's not, yes, it is about the history, but it's also a cultural experience. Food, gospel music, artwork, spoken word.
Exhibit.
Yes. Saturday, June 27th. 10 a.m. to 4, break at 4 to 5, wonderful concert starting at 5, and then 6 p.m. the night before on Friday, the 26th, you're going to get the spoken word at the train depot in Burgaw.
Exactly, with North Carolina's Port Laureate.
And before we close, what other details do you want to give out to everyone about Juneteenth or about the 1865 Society?
Let's close with this. The town of Burgaw is one of our very big supporters. They were there from the very beginning. So what I would like to share and let everybody know is that they are so supportive and so helpful that the town of Burgaw has given their employees Juneteenth as a paid holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
really for
cool.
a small town to do that, it is amazing. It's a floating holiday, but still, they have given them.
What does that mean? It's a floating?
A floating holiday means they don't have to take it that time during that day. And the reason for that was so that the police and the services departments, they would be available.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Everybody that needed to do it. And I think that was good for them to even consider it.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
Yeah, that's
And then
really
when
cool.
it came through, we were like ecstatic.
Yeah,
we were ecstatic. And also this year, the mayor gave Juneteenth a proclamation. Proclamation Day for every fourth Saturday. June 19th is the actual day that they arrived in Texas to let the slaves know they were free and had been for 2 years.
Juneteenth is June 19th, but the proclamation is the fourth Saturday of every June for Burgaw.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate you coming and sitting with me. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's episode of Topsail Insider, please show your support by clicking the follow or subscribe button on your favorite podcast listening platform. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please also go to topsailinsider.com and join our mailing list by clicking on the Make Me a Topsail Insider button. While you're there, you can click the Send Me a Voicemail button and let me know exactly what you're thinking. Your message just might be on an episode of Topsail Insider. You can email me at krista@topsailinsider.com or call or text me at 910-800-0111. Thank you for listening and supporting Topsail Insider and our local businesses and nonprofits. These are our neighbors and our friends, and together we build a mighty and a beautiful community I'm super proud to be a part of. I'll see you around Topsail.